Hello everyone, it's Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today's project is going to be a really fun, exciting, colorful birthday card. We're going to go ahead and get started with an alcohol ink background. So we're using alcohol ink cardstock, and this is by Ranger. I've got some alcohol inks and some blending solution and a mini mister. So this is a really simple technique. You basically just want to drop your colors of ink down on a nonstick craft sheet or something else that is not absorbent. You want to sit on the surface. And then you're going to take your cardstock and dip it down into the ink. And you can get 2 or 3 backgrounds out of one puddle of ink, at least I usually do. And you can also use just plain rubbing alcohol to clean this up too. So there's a shot of 6 different backgrounds that I did with this round. And we're going to jump over to our Copic coloring, and I'm using Gerda Steiner Designs Moody Unicorns stamps and dies. So I stamped, there's 3 different unicorn images, and I've stamped them all out. I'll use them on different cards, but here's the coloring. So I've used Bristol Smooth cardstock and Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And when you're working with alcohol ink markers, it doesn't matter which ones, you want to use a dye-based ink. Otherwise, if you use an alcohol-based ink to stamp your images, your alcohol ink markers will disturb your image ink and make it go blurry or smear. And we don't want that to happen. We want nice, clean, crisp images. So we use a dye-based ink with our alcohol markers and a waterproof ink with water-based markers. So kind of go on opposites attract kind of idea. So we're starting out with E50, E51, and E21 for our skin tone on our unicorn. The E51 is going to be my mid-tone. The E21, which I'm using right here, is going to be the darkest color. And then the E50 is what I'll use to even everything out, smooth all the lines. And it will be our highlight color. So I've used 3 grays on the hooves, C2, 4, and 6. And then I'll use R20 for the ears and the blush on the cheeks. And then for his hair, we'll go in with some B markers, and I've got B2 and B4, and then I'll use B01 for his little horn. And these are fairly small images, so you don't need 3 markers, or even 2 in some cases to color. You can use 1 marker and then layer it on itself, and it will get darker as you layer it. And if you have any issues with your markers bleeding from the nibs, take both the caps off. That will even out the pressure on the inside of your marker and not make it want to bleed or blob ink out and waste it and potentially ruin your stuff. So we're going to move back to the alcohol ink background, and I'm going to use the little present image in the stamp set to just kind of add a little bit of interest to the background. And I'm using some Versamark and Ranger holographic embossing powder to heat emboss the little present image. Just for something fun, a little sparkle. And then I've got a Happy Birthday to You die. This is from Simon Says Stamp. And I've die cut it from some purple foil and white glitter cardstock. Those are both from Die Cuts with a View. And then the blue one is an alcohol ink background scrap that I had that I did on Yupo paper that I utilized for this one, just to add a little more color. And then I'm using Tombow Monty Multi Glue on the back of each of the die cuts and adhere those down diagonally across the card. And then any of the little edges that are hanging off, I'll just snip those off with some scissors before I apply it to the card base. And I'm just adding really tiny little glots of dew, dots of glue so that nothing squeezes out from underneath the die cuts and doesn't get gunky. So here I've got just a panel of shimmery yellow cardstock that I'm going to use as a mat, and I've adhered that to a top folding card base, and I've also run that through a die cutting machine using a stitched rectangle die. And the die I used on the alcohol ink panel is Wonky Stitches die by MFT. Avery L also makes one, and I have both, and they're pretty much identical. And then there's a little unicorn that I've die cut out using the dies that matches the stab set. And I've got some foam dots on the back of him, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then here I'm going to add a little blue dot for the dot on the happy birthday, because it never fails that I lose the dots when I cut these out because they're so tiny. And then I've got just a couple cute little sequins for the dots on the pink birthday and the white birthday. And I'm hearing those with the Tombow glue as well. So to finish off and get a little bit more of a party vibe, I'm going to add some Crystal Reflections sequins from Simon Says Stamp. And these are really pretty holographic sequins that kind of reflect different colors of light when you shift them. And I'm going to add these using some Ranger Multi-Matte Medium. And I like the matte medium because a little bit goes a long way. And if you do end up getting any where you don't want it, it's not highly visible once it's dry, because it's matte, so it doesn't reflect light, it's not shiny, and it's kind of invisible. So it sticks well and you can't see it. So that's why I like it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have any, get some inspiration and some fun stuff from this. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.